Work session is now underway. Let's see. We've got 238 Park. Were there comments from the board?
I think it looks fine.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
All right, same here. Next one was 212 South Elm, 212.
That was good.
Yeah, looks great. They picked up some of the comments and it really looks nice.
I think my only comment was, I didn't see a finish. I didn't know if they were planning on finishing the concrete. I don't think they, it was just a clarification. I think it was textured or whatever. But
Is that what this is?
that was, it was a minor comment, really. Okay. So the next would be 412 or 421 South Elm, which I think we have new.
That's this here.
That's, yeah, correct. So everyone should have a revised copy of that.
The revisions answer,
421.
those revisions answer my comments because they were about the column size
Yeah.
and such. And those are all called out in the revisions. So I'm good with the revisions as submitted.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I would agree. We can move that 421 South Elm based on right, exactly, pre-approval based on revised
I didn't catch that. So you guys are gonna go ahead and pre-approve 421?
421 pre-approval based on the revised drawings. Okay. Next one was, yep, 767 Greeley. That was a,
I made a comment, as long as the shoe rail is on the outside view of the railing. it was fine.
I'm just curious if the columns were changing, the style of the column was changing. That was unclear.
Not gonna be here, or is it just early yet?
Kirkland.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sketch on the back of one of them. Yeah. There's a plan.
Yeah, they had a detail of railing and it only had a base rail on one side of the post. I would want that to be
Oh,
facing the street.
right. And that was my question.
Are they replacing? I didn't get the replacing the columns.
I think it was called out about 4x4s or something.
7 by 7 support column bases wrapped. All right, so we have a couple questions there. Next one is 633 North Forest.
on the same.
I had a couple of comments. With the east side is very visible from the street. So I just wanted to verify that that area below the new porch would be enclosed. And also too, I just wanted to have a conversation about the relocation of the front stair. It's not shown on the site plan, but it looks like that stair will just go straight out almost to the neighbor's property line. And there doesn't seem to be a walkway or anything there. From the floor plan, it looks like the intention might be to just sort of direct people to that new east porch and have that east entry maybe be the main entry for the house. And if that is indeed the intention, maybe that could be handled by, they have a nice walkway there, it looks like on the site plan, and maybe just, reinforce that entry with some landscaping or something, and then leave the front porch as is, because the front door is really pretty. It's nice to be able to see it from the street, but I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. And then maybe also a little more clarification on the proposed column style for the east porch.
Okay. Next, we have 620 Fair Oaks.
I kind of just wish they didn't fold the papers the way they did.
Number sheet. I just was gonna suggest maybe the shed roof over the rear door just to provide some protection back there. Suggestion.
I was wondering if there was something that could be done at the new addition, perhaps at the perimeter of the roof, maybe a piece of trim or something other than just a plain galvanized cap flashing, something to make that look a little more finished. Just have a conversation about that. And then also to consider just leaving that window in the pantry. It is a fairly small window, and it does have nice balance on that elevation. And I realize that on that side of the existing garage, there is no windows or anything, but once that pantry window is removed, it does create a lot of siding on that elevation.
On the coping detail, you want them to express that with maybe another line above it. That shapes it out a little bit.
I get just, maybe a trim board, contrasting trim board or something, just to make it look more finished off and less truncated than just siding right up to a galvanized coping cap.
We got discussion on that, right?
Mhm.
Yep. And then 723 Greeley, which is a 2-level deck.
just had a question about if there was any finished material that was going to be proposed at grade, like in order to just keep that from being nothing but mud and a maintenance issue. Because it looks like that the decks might be a height that'd be kind of hard to maintain anything under there. And then also if there were any plans to possibly close off some of those areas. Just a couple questions.
Yeah, I remember looking at this one thinking there's a rear addition and a rear deck, but then the deck was pretty clear. I wasn't sure about the addition. I couldn't tell.
I wasn't even looking at the addition. I was looking at the deck.
No, I was just reading I was reading the description and then I started looking at the drawings and I just,
Just a deck, isn't it?
well, I mean, that's what I gleaned from the drawings, but the description says addition and deck. So I didn't know if I was reading into that, but as I look at the drawings, I couldn't, I couldn't make out any addition. So I think it was kind of a clarification for me. It's that description. So I want to ask about that. Really not having, you know, the floor plan with the deck.
Yeah.
Again, if it's just the deck, you know, I wouldn't have, I think my comment may have been, you know, are you gonna infill it or not or something, but I think at that point I just decided I wasn't sure if I'm missing scope. That was my comment on that one. Because now it says, you know, on here it says 2-level rear deck, but here it said, yes, guess I was confused.
Probably my mistake.
Well, I mean,
Because I'm pretty sure it's just a 2-level deck.
okay,
So it's-
yeah, it's. Well, it's all, I mean, it's all like there's a question, another question too, so. All right. 245 is withdrawn. And that's it.
Did we talk about 245 Oak Tree?
Withdrawn.
They decided to skip this. You
That's-
mean,
that's
yeah,
not
they're gonna
on the
push
agenda.
it to
That's
the
your
next
call.
one. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not happening? or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
For those online waiting, we'll start the session back at 5:30. Thank you.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us here in person and on Zoom. We've just completed our work session, so the official Architectural Review Board meeting will begin. I ask if you have a cell phone or need to take a phone call to step out. Introduce Kelly Campbell and Andrew Klosterman with the city, Carol Dunkey, Tracy Collins, Ken Burns, myself, Bob Buckman, were volunteer architects that sit on the board. We do have meeting minutes first to review, I'm thinking. Do we not?
Yes.
Am I the only one missing? But those were handed out before, yeah. So first item is review of meeting minutes from April 7th, and there were 4 of us here. So with that, do I have a motion?
I have a couple of clarifications, if everyone is agreeable. On item 1, the last sentence, the sloped roof across the entire addition will be as it is on the sides of the current equipment location, just to clarify that that roof would run across the entire addition. And then also on item 10, 16 Hamel, clarification on the last sentence, the same horizontal that is used below the deck will be used on the sides of the existing carport.
Okay.
This one's good.
Yeah, do any board members have an issue with those revisions? Okay, so if Kelly, did you get that? Okay, so with that, could I have a motion?
Motion to approve the minute notes as were amended just now.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? April 7th meeting minutes are approved. Next, we have a series of pre-approvals. So if we read your project after we've approved it, I mean, you're free to go. First one would be 128 North Rock Hill. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 128 North Rock Hill with the clarification on the material that the house will have a horizontal siding.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 128 North Rock Hill is approved. Next, we have 102 Resner. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 102 Resner with the, per the amended elevations that are dated April 20, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 102 Resner is approved. We did add 421 South Elm to the pre-approval list tonight. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 421 South Elm based on the revised plans that were distributed this evening.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 421 South Elm's approved. 414 Kirkham. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 414 West Kirkham as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 414 West Kirkham's approved. Next, we have 419 Marion. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 419 Marion with the understanding that window number 8 is being replaced with the window shown on line 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 419 Marion is approved. Next, we have number 4 Old Westbury. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve number 4 Old Westbury as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Old Westbury is approved. Next, 126 Portland Terrace. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 126 Portland Terrace as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 126 Portland Terrace is approved. 429 Newport. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 429 Newport as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 429 Newport is approved. And then the last pre-approval is 568 Locust. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 568 Locust based on the amended elevation stated April 20, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 568 Locust is approved. All right, at this point, if we read your project and you're in attendance, we just ask you to come up to the microphone, introduce yourself, and we'll discuss your project. If you're on Zoom, just raise your Zoom hand and Kelly will add you to the list and we can chat with you. First one is 238 Park. Is there anyone present for that project?
Hi, I'm Mike Blaze, the architect, and the owner's here too, if you have any other questions. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Mike.
We had no comments.
Right,
Looks good.
looks good.
Right.
Thank you. It's a public hearing. So those are the ones we do have to, we can't pre-approve since they're in historic districts. Is there anyone else in the room that wants to make a comment on 238 Park or online? Hearing no one, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve 238 Park as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, you guys are approved. Thank you. Next, we have 212 South Elm. Is there anyone present for that project?
Come on up.
Come on up and introduce yourself. Is there someone also online?
Yes, there is.
Pat and Bill Richards were the owner of the home.
Hi, Pat, Bill, welcome.
Is that your architect online?
And then who's on the line?
I'm Lee Halsey. I'm with Colleen Studio. I'm the project manager of the project.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks, welcome. I think, I may have been the only one with a question. It was really just a question about the exposed concrete. Is there a texture or paint or were there any plans?
We have not specified that, but we're not opposed to adding a textured concrete or even painting the concrete.
Yeah, it was just really a question for me.
I have to ask, where's exposed concrete?
Oh, it's just along the base of the house. Yeah. Yeah, that was really just a question. So you're not planning on doing anything with it?
We had not discussed it, but we would,
Yeah.
I don't think we would mind. We could even run the siding down lower to where it's only 8 inches above grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it really wasn't even an issue. Wasn't really a note that said anything. And we typically, I think it's less than 2 feet off of the ground. So I'm not really concerned about it. But I think since I saw it on there, I didn't see a note that described it. So I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and that's fine. I can revise the plans to show that.
Okay. So yeah, I think that was really my only question.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful house and it's a beautiful addition.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, very nice, very nice.
thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. It is a public hearing, so I do have to ask, is there anyone else present that wants to make a comment about 212 South Elm or online? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 212 South Elm with the clarification that the exposed foundation will have a painted or textured finish.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
Aye, me too.
All right, Bill, Pat, and Leigh, you guys are approved.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so
Good evening. Next on the list, 767 Greeley. Is there anyone here for that project or online?
Hi, Mandy Martin here, homeowner.
Welcome, Mandy.
So Rob, it's Rob. Okay, did you?
And then who else is on?
Yeah, we've got 2. Can you hear us, Rob?
Hi, yeah, Rob here.
All right.
I think I had a question for you that just wasn't clear on the drawings. Can you describe what's happening at the columns? Are they being changed at all from what exists right now?
The columns are not being changed. The only thing that's happened to the columns is there's some base trim that is kind of rotten out, and we're just going to replace it with basically the same style, just PVC.
So the columns will have the same base and capital head. Is that the same as well?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as the wrapping go, nothing's being changed. It's just changing out the railings.
Right. I forget on this one are you guys putting infill below or do anything with it? Is that just staying the lattice?
No, we're not messing with that.
Okay. All right. Any other?
The detail on the railing shows I call it a shoe rail, the 2x4 trim. That trim would be applied such that it would be on the street side of the rail.
I'm sorry, I can't hear the question.
Okay, the base rail for the new railing, the 2x4, that would be applied to the exterior face of the rail. So when you looked at it from the street, you would see that 2x4, and it wouldn't be, you won't see the baluster behind it.
Roger. Yeah, we'll make sure of that.
Okay, yeah, that's all.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. With that, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 767 Greeley with the understanding that the bottom rail on the porch rail would be applied to the exterior side of the rail, so it will be visible from the street, and that the existing columns will remain and the column base will be repaired in the same style.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, 767 Greeley is approved. Have a good night.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yep. All right, next on the list is 633 North Forest.
I'm Elizabeth Pankey, and these are the owners, Scott and Abigail.
Hi, welcome, Scott and Abigail.
And we are taking the existing Gambrel house. There is a non-code compliant rickety addition on the back, which we're taking off. And then we're extending it out, keeping the roof line going. We are protecting a tree, so we're setting in the entrance. We're trying to make this a multi-generational house. So we're relocating the front door to the side and creating a porch that takes us to the new side door. And so we want to keep the front porch for Dad's use, but we were trying to discourage entrance into that porch for the mailman and everybody. So we're turning the steps to the west side. And I heard your comment about making sure that that sits within our can the steps not be over this side?
I did, I asked about it because I didn't see them on the site plan. And I understand it's been through P and Z, and there's a whole planning and zoning, and there's a whole laundry list of things about it can be within so many feet if there's no roof over it and it's not over a certain height. So yes, it is code compliant as far as planning and zoning. I wondered that myself. And I applaud your efforts to make this a multi-generational house. I could tell that it looked like you wanted the side entrance to function as the main entrance for everybody. And I totally get that. I think it was a very clever plan. I would just wanted to ask about the relocation of that front stair because the front door is really pretty, and I just thought it'd be nice to maintain that view if it was workable for y'all. And then maybe you could use like landscaping or even lighting and stuff to reinforce to visitors that, hey, this is our front door, so everybody go this way. And, just leave that front porch as is. It was just a thought. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on it.
Can I speak to that?
Oh, sure. We have two
I'm-
horticulturists here.
Oh.
I work for Missouri Botanical Garden. I'm an
Ah.
horticulturist. the thought that I had was exactly yours. We love the front of the house. We like the look of it, and we love the front door. We're gonna save it at all costs. Thought was, if we keep the steps where they are, we could move, we could have a secondary walkway that comes from it to the driveway. And we could put a little, like 2 posts with a little hanging chain, we see it in gardens all the time, private entrance or something like that. We could make it subtle and
Yeah.
discreet with landscaping, like you say.
Yeah, I thought that would be nice. You could even just put a little sign on it, just like you were saying, to kind of politely direct traffic this way. And that way you would maintain that street view of your beautiful door. I mean, it's a gorgeous house. I mean, it's really pretty.
Well, and speaking about the porch, the current porch, the siding does come down and hides the below the porch space. So we were going to continue that on the side. My drawing should show that the siding comes all the way down and covers the below the porch. We are replacing the siding. It's impossible to match that. That is a rubber siding. So we will be able to continue that, keep the same concept. And then in terms of the columns, the current porch has very slim, probably 4x4s that have just one little trim near 12 inches down from the top, and then this like little filigree. Well, we're not going to do the filigree, but we're going to put the 6x6, we'll wrap them so they're nice, and we'll continue that one little trim and the base.
Okay, and nothing at the cap then?
I'm sorry?
Any cap trim or no, just plain at the cap?
Well, there's no cap now, so I don't know.
I just,
A cap is nice, so we'll probably do that.
we can, I just was asking because we'll put all of this in the motion.
Okay.
So I just wanted
Let's do
to
a cap.
verify. Okay, so there'll be a cap and a base to match the existing base trim, right? Okay, okay. Yeah, that answers all of my questions. And I just had one, this is a suggestion only, and just because, well, anyway, to consider maybe putting a small window in your pantry just to let natural light in there. I mean, that's just totally a suggestion, so you don't have to be flipping the light on every time you go in there.
Better.
We love your idea.
That's great.
Okay.
Totally.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can just make a motion, put that in the motion. Okay, I think that answers all my questions. I think it's going to be a very cool project.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Do I have a motion on 633 North Forest?
I'll make a motion to approve 633 North Forest with the following clarifications. The area below the new east porch will be enclosed with siding to match the front porch. The east porch columns will be finished size 6x6 with cap and base trim to match the base trim on the existing columns. And the existing front stairs will remain in their current location. And there will be a window added to the pantry on the east elevation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? All right, 633 North Forest, you guys are approved. Have a good night. Thanks. Next, we have 620 Fair Oaks.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Elisa Voss and I'm an owner. My husband, Steve Lewis, isn't able to come this evening. And this is our son, Ryan, who is going to be our project coordinator.
Okay. Welcome.
So we have a 1928 little Dutch colonial house that has one bathroom on the second floor and the bedrooms are upstairs. And this last fall, my husband took kind of a serious downturn in his health. He has stage 4 COPD and he's now on oxygen 24/7 and in a wheelchair. And so we're wanting to add a first floor bathroom and bedroom to the house and to kind of update the house to bring it into the 21st century to create better flow in the floor plan. And so we've looked at the existing garage that we have that has a flat roof on it and are using that space, that's the footprint on which we would build the addition, although it will overhang 3 feet on the garage entry side to gain as much space as possible and to give us a place maybe to do some lighting under there.
Yeah.
It gives us a little better bathroom option and bedroom in order to be able to accommodate wheelchair and that sort of thing, to have a roll-in shower is our goal. And so we're also including a new kitchen, a galley kitchen. I mean, the kitchen that's in the house now is a 1928 teeny tiny kitchen. It's workable, but it's very small. And so that space that's the current kitchen would become a kind of a transition space. We're opening up the opening from the dining room to that old kitchen area a little bit. And so we're making a transition into the addition. And so I'd like to take that area where the kitchen wall is now and have that be kind of like a sideboard butler pantry area. I'm sort of desperate for more storage. Right now I have to go down to the basement to get platters and extra food supplies and bowls and things that I don't use every day. So anyway, trying to kind of get all that stuff shoehorned in.
Yeah.
That's the basic.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think there were a few questions, maybe you saw them beforehand, maybe not, but one of the questions I had, did you guys, this was just a curiosity, did you consider any windows in your garage? I'm just curious.
We did not. There's an 8-foot privacy fence all around the back of the house.
Mhm.
And you really don't see it. We don't have a
Yeah.
need for windows in the garage ourselves. We have a second home in northern Wisconsin that we spend time. I don't really want more places people can look in if,
Yeah,
for privacy or whatever, we don't need it.
right. That was just something I was curious about. I know Carol had some comments.
Yeah, I was just wondering, at the top of your new addition, right now is just siding with a galvanized cap that comes over the top. And I was wondering about maybe putting a trim board or something up there, just to differentiate between, like a visual indication of, this is where the top of the wall ends. So it'll just look a little more finished and less kind of just chopped off. So it would be just a trim board around the perimeter of that addition.
We did talk about band boards with the architect, as far as, I wasn't necessarily thinking at the top, but somewhere, and it didn't really make it into the final plans. We do have a pre-finished coping, I think, up there that would be painted white, or coping that would be painted white.
It
Unless,
wouldn't be galvanized, it'd be a pre-finished metal.
I think it is galvanized,
That's what it's shown
Yeah.
as.
but it's
It'll be
pre-finished.
painted.
Okay, so it would be like,
So it would just be subtle in there, but it would be kind of finished, as opposed to right now what's there. There's this decking material that just kind of wraps around. And I did take some photos around the place. I have them on my iPad if you wanted to see them, but
Right now, it's more of a flat roof instead of a low pitch roof we're putting in. So we're putting one with an adequate, grade to it, to where it's not going to have any drainage issues or, maintenance issues from standing water in the future. But presently, what's there is just wrapped around, and then there's a gutter on the rear. Well, it's the south elevation there. And then we would be changing it to where the pitch is to the west.
currently I
Yeah,
don't know if
we-
you
And
can
then
see it,
you
but
still end up with a
Yeah,
parallel to the
no,
ground
Right.
level line, because the coping covers that.
right,
that stuff wraps around there. I guess we're going to have a similar kind of
right.
roofing deck.
No, it's going to be a different material. The stuff that's there, I think, isn't, we're looking at doing a TPO. We're trying to have something that's going to be low maintenance for a long time,
Right.
very reliable type of roofing system.
I think
Well, that
that,
gives you the effect of like if it were gray, for example, what it would look, but this is of course at the garage, so now we're up.
Right.
one-
But the way that we have it structured, the design of it, there's not gonna be like eaves or what have you to work off of for
Right.
that.
yeah, I think that, when I was looking at the drawing, I was thinking, boy, if that's just going to be a piece of, galvanized,
Right.
that,
Yeah.
that
that
would be
we
ugly.
might be able to spruce that up a bit.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, that if that's going to be pre-finished metal that's going to match your trim color, that would be fine. I think that would look nice. It just,
Good.
was looking for something that would be a little more
Finished. yeah.
finished looking than a piece of galvanized. So, yeah. So anyway,
Sounds
that sounds great.
Okay.
And then also too, I live in a small house of a similar era and I'm doing the basement thing too. So I really understand your need for additional storage. But removing that window does create a whole lot of uninterrupted siding on that side of your house. And I know you don't have windows in your garage on that side of the house. So, taking out that window makes an awful lot of siding. And I was just wondering if you would consider leaving that one little window in your pantry and maybe working your storage around it to, get some natural light in there and have a little more balance on your elevation on that side.
Well, I mean, certainly we could consider it. I did see those comments earlier, and so I took a photo of the view out of that window. It's not very attractive when I put the camera out the window. This is the view that we have of the house next door. And it's close, it's about 5 feet away. I'd hope to, now this is not the pantry thing, but this is kind of the concept of it. What I wanted was a butler pantry to get some storage on top with a serving area down below and then drawers and stuff. This is the space between the two houses. And if you notice, the back addition is set back from the front of the house. So it's not one straight surface, it's this is coming from the back of the house, the view. This is the garage. And then that window is up in there next to this house is what we have the view of. So the view is not, I love natural light. I do. And but between the view being unattractive and me needing more storage space, by the time we add on, if you look at the elevation we'll be getting 2 new windows at that elevation. Did it again. I'm a gesticulator. I was hoping that would break it up enough.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, about, your garage is low and it's set back. It just, when you look at the percentage of siding compared to anything else, it's a lot of siding. Would you be amenable to us putting in the motion to give you the option to retain that window if you decide to? It does give you some natural light, and it's also about how your house looks from the exterior,
Well, do you think I could just like build my cabinetry over it on the inside and that would meet your needs?
We appreciate your suggestion, your offer there. I think I want to add a couple more points to this. I think that's, if we were to do it, we would probably need to move it because right now it's considerably off center from the wall there. And what we would be doing for cabinetry, putting new cabinetry, is going to be very strange looking for the amount of cabinetry we're trying to put on that wall. If we were accommodating the window as it sits presently. So it would have to be relocated to be centered within the space.
Well, I don't think we would do that.
To make sense. Well,
Yeah,
but to have it as an option, I think is not a terrible point. We are seeking, obviously we're on a time, crunch
Sure,
here.
sure.
So we are seeking an approval regardless today, whether it's conditional or not. But if you were to just give us the option to have that in or to keep it as it is, I think we'd be very happy with that.
Sure. We can
And we
put,
can explore, the cabinetry options as far as if we can make something work. I just would be
Yeah, we'll just,
sacrificing. If I had a better view, I would be a lot happier about keeping it, but it's just not really worth looking at to begin with, so.
yeah.
And we are kind of planning for some skylights potentially in, over the kitchen, but that's just being constructed in as a potential, not something that we're putting in right now, but you know, if we need more natural light, we could add that later.
Okay, well, we can just make it an option. So, you know, as your plans, you know, come
Okay.
together, you can do it if you want to, but you don't have to. And that way, whichever you decide, you would not have to come back
Great,
come back
thank you.
for another review.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think with that,
I just had one comment on the back door. I just would want to talk to you about maybe providing a shed roof over that door, just for some protection for the door and for yourself.
Well, we could, we don't have one there now on the back
Mhm.
of the house, you know, we've been there for, I don't know, 12 years or something, and have just gone out onto that deck area without any kind of protection. I haven't ever felt it was a problem. I don't know if we have any high up overhang. So I guess we didn't feel the need for it because we don't have it now, you
Mhm.
know, and I would like to be able to, it's a small little deck that we're getting. I'd like to be able to have a little table and with an umbrella out there. So if we have stuff going on, but I don't know, how big of a shed roof are you thinking?
I mean, I could just come out a couple feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, 30 inches.
I don't think we would have the height to be able to do anything other than a
Little
flat
shed roof. Yeah,
That's a shed roof, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Where it's
Yeah.
kind of like the big roof up above and the same angle kind of thing?
Yeah, just a small. It's a little shed roof. And that was just a suggestion, just to help you with the life of the door and.
Yeah, that's not a terrible point. We were looking at putting in wood.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we could do it.
You want to make that optional, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you want to do the roof. I don't think we can help it.
Well,
No,
we're
I was
also
just-
kind of trying to keep within our budget constraints. This was not planned. This is all based on trying to meet my husband's needs and to,
Adapt
Yeah.
to the circumstance.
so,
So-
I mean, that might be something we would add if we lived in our home in Wisconsin where we have snow and a lot of weather. There, I would definitely see the value of it. Here, we have not experienced the need for it. I mean, we have a little roof over our front door and that's nice, but
Well, there's a lot of arguments to be made for it. You get a thermal benefit.
Yeah.
For
well, so if it's optional, that
Yeah.
we could just think about it some more and then
Yeah.
decide.
we could do
Sounds
that
good.
as an option.
Okay.
All right. Any other comments from board? All right. Well, I think with that, I'm going to ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve 620 Fair Oaks with the following clarifications. The coping around the top of the new addition roof will be pre-finished metal in a color to match the trim. There will be an option to maintain the window into the pantry and possibly relocate it slightly. And there is an option to add a shed roof above the new rear door.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank
Aye.
you.
Opposed? All right. You're approved.
Okay,
Thank you very much. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great night. Yep. All right, 732 Greeley. Good evening.
I'm John Marnotti at 732 Greeley.
Hi,
I'm the
John.
homeowner and I want to build a 2-level deck at the back of my house with the lower one at the level of the pool so that the kids can jump right into the pool.
Right on.
You had a motion. Yeah, I will put gravel underneath the decks, both levels. I wasn't going to close it in because critters tend to make houses in low-lying areas like that that are closed in and safe for them.
Okay.
Because there was a platform on grade that had bunnies, and my dogs like to try to get the bunnies. And then I netted that up and got rid of the bunnies, and then I had an opossum under there. So
Right.
I don't really want to close it in. Just leave it gravel.
You don't want to go for any, bigger wildlife? No.
No, I did see a deer on my block though, 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, early in the morning.
They're out there. Yeah, I think that was the infill of the deck was the main question. I originally had read that there was an addition, but there obviously isn't
Yeah,
one.
it's just a deck.
So I don't really have any other comments. So
Okay.
anyway, thanks for the explanation. Were there any other comments from anyone? With that, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 732 Greeley as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks for waiting around.
Thank
Aye.
you.
Opposed?
Have a good evening.
You're good.
Appreciate your time.
Good
coming
night.
in and don't- Expertise to us citizens.
Yeah, well, great. You're welcome. All right, we are officially adjourned. Thank you.